My darling, I've seen your whole trip. Not just the public sections, as others have noted. Not only are there times of worship and joy, but also ones that are concealed. Long evenings, secret prayers, and saying yes while no one else was looking. I saw how you remained while others left. I've seen how you kept your heart warm when grief threatened to harden it. And now I talk to you not just with ease, but also with clarity and passion. I am uplifting you in the face of every skepticism. Not only do others have doubts, but so do you. The ones who muttered after failure, lingered after rejection, and grew louder in quiet. I've seen how you battled to believe even when nothing changed. I've seen you express life even when you didn't feel it. And I want you to know that none of it was wasted. Nothing went unnoticed. Every act of obedience, every devoted moment, and every secret cry. I have counted it all. And now it's time for the ascent. I agreed to meet you in public. You didn't shove your way in. You did not influence the doors to open. You did not pursue platforms. You pursued me. You followed my voice into what seemed like the desert. You chose to remain concealed when being in the throng would have been easy. As a result, I am now able to trust you. You have gone through fire, yet it did not burn you. It refined you. You have been misunderstood, but you have not become bitter. You allowed me to mold your heart. And now I'm going to elevate your life, not to impress others, but to fulfill all I wrote about you before they formed an opinion. You marched with honesty in seasons when no one celebrated. You came up when your spirit was tired. You encouraged people when you were in need of encouragement. You swam into areas you didn't think you'd ever harvest from. You forgave even when it hurt. You let go because it cost you. And I've kept every one of those memories near. You never had to prove your heart to anybody because I always knew it. And now I'm going to tell what I saw. This promotion isn't about status. It is about glorifying my name via your tale. It is not just about visibility. It all comes down to legitimacy. I am validating what you have held. I'm respecting what you've been through. I'm allowing you to enter previously inaccessible areas. Not because you requested them, but because you agree with me. When you step into them, everything will be evident. This is the Lord's doing. Those who have questioned your merit will see my hand. Those who misinterpreted your quiet will hear you speak. Not in revenge, but in vindication. You did not struggle to be heard. You waited for my time. And now that the time has arrived, I'm making it clear. The doors won't creak. They'll swing. The possibilities will not have to be explained. They will bear proof. The fruit of your secret years will be tough to overlook. And you don't have to shrink to get into what I'm delivering. You do not need to apologize for becoming what I have been creating. You don't have to worry about becoming too much for others who don't understand the magnitude of your trip. Let me say it clearly. You are the person I am raising. You are the one I have saved. I'm setting you apart. And this is the season in which everything that was before questioned will be verified in splendor. It's not about proving them incorrect. It's about demonstrating my point. I selected you. I phoned you. I've been molding you in the darkness. And now, the light is ready to expose what only I can create. Do not be terrified of it. Don't run from it. Don't second guess what you've already planned for. You are not entering this because you did well. You're in this because you remained loyal even when things were difficult. So stand tall. Allow your shoulders to drop. Allow the humiliation to slip away. Allow the fear to evaporate in my presence. You do not need to brace anymore. You must breathe, because this is not a trickle of favor. This is my hand. My time and grandeur were dependent on what the world believed was delayed. But I've always known you were exactly on time. And now, my kid, it starts. My child, now that I've publicly announced what I'm doing and informed you that this is the hour of elevation, I need you to let go of one more thing: how you view yourself. Because if you don't let me change the narrative you've written about your identity, you will struggle to carry my greatness while still bearing the weight of prior views. You will enter chambers with heavenly doors, yet still wonder whether you belong there. And I'm not raising you to make a point. I am lifting you to walk with purpose. That means you must agree with how I perceive you, not how they viewed you, how suffering formed you, or how uncertainty attempted to define you. You've been through seasons in which your worth seemed linked to your performance, where your value seemed entangled with the reactions of others, and somewhere along the route, you began to believe that what was delayed was your responsibility. Perhaps if you had been better, more prepared, more spiritual, or more spectacular, things would have occurred sooner. But I want to talk to that location right now. You did not postpone your destiny. I was guarding it. I never gave you less just because you were less. I was instilling strength, knowledge, and weight in your soul so that when elevation arrived, it would not crush you. It would confirm you. I know the voice of comparison has been loud. I know it said you were behind, that you missed something, and that everyone else had passed you by, but I had not. I walked with you. I marked your road with my time. I've concealed you on purpose, not because you weren't ready to be seen, but because those who should have recognized your anointing weren't. But now the time has changed, and I'm no longer just speaking destiny into your soul. I'm repeating it in every room you visit. You will not have to prove yourself. The fruit will speak, and the fruit is you. You are not weak because you question. You are not less because you wept. You are not worthless because you have struggled with your identity. I saw every aspect of the war and never left. Even when you questioned me, I remained near. Even though you couldn't feel me, I was holding you. Even when you said, "God, I can't do this anymore," I was replying, "Well, and now I shall." You did not abandon me when you were exhausted. You discovered me in my natural form. Not the performer, but the youngster. And that is who I am bringing up. Let me remind you of how I've always felt about you. You're mine. You're not a backup plan. You aren't an afterthought. You are not forgotten in a mob of more brilliant and confident individuals. You aren't simply the devoted one in the background. You are my joy. You are strong. You are stable. You're ready. Not because you mastered the method, but because you allowed me to master you. You were prepared to be formed rather than seen. You've been accessible even when you didn't feel important. And that is what I reward. I'm boosting you based on your posture rather than your performance. Because you knelt instead of promoting yourself. Because you submitted rather than strive. You forgave while no one else apologized. Because you kept your soul pure while bitterness sought to make its home in you. And now I am upgrading you not just in visibility, but also in authority. You won't just be seen. You will be sent. But first, I want you to quit questioning the integrity of your own heart. Yes, you have struggled. However, you have often said yes to me when it was not easy. That matters. It moved me. And if you could see what I've created in you in the darkness, you'd never doubt your position in the light. Your heart is not disqualified. It's a prepared one. And the settings I'm creating are now secure for you, since your identity is not dependent on the result. It's ingrained in me. So return to the center. Come, return to my voice. Let me show you the distinction between who you claim to be and who I really made. You aren't too silent. You are not overly intense. You are not overly soft. You're not up to anything. You are precisely what is required for this job. Come as you are. Come unfiltered. Come without explanation. Come understanding that my grandeur is not a prize for perfection. It's a resting spot for the willing. This is a soft call. To ascend is to agree with my word, my heart, and your original idea, rather than to prove it. I have not only phoned you, but I am now confirming you. And soon, everyone who has ever questioned your value will see my grandeur in your life and understand that you were always the one I was parenting. My loved one, now that I've reminded you of who you actually are and pulled you out of the shadows of comparison and self-doubt, I'd want to address the grief that has formed so much of your path. I'm not going back to make you sad, but to show you how I saw it. Because everything you've been through has sculpted deep areas of insight, sensitivity, and power, not just bruises. I don't ignore suffering. I redeemed it. And the grief you've endured, both apparent and unseen, is no impediment to your vocation. It's part of the foundation I've laid underneath it. I'm sure you've pondered, in quiet times, why it had to hurt so long. Why was the stillness so loud? Why did it seem like I was constantly going uphill, but others appeared to fly? You didn't want to compare, yet you couldn't stop the pain. You didn't always need to use words. Just the overpowering impression that the route you were on was more expensive than you had anticipated. I understand. I observed each step. And while the rest of the world assessed your existence in surface-level moments, I counted the weight of your journey. Every day, you continued moving. Every day, you decided to remain with me even though it may have been simpler to go. Every time you served with a broken heart, I didn't miss it. The ache did not indicate that anything was amiss with you. It was indication that something profound was occurring inside you. You were being stretched to keep what is sacred. Not because I like seeing you suffer, but because the splendor I bestow upon your life must be founded on a humbled and healed heart. You can't transport this with shallow roots. That is why I took you deep. That's why everything seemed to slow down, since I wasn't just propelling you ahead. I was moving you inward. There were times when I could have finished the procedure sooner. I know there were days when you begged me to quit. And I heard every wail. But I knew that if I had delivered you too hastily, you would have entered the future with a damaged lens. You would have developed with flawed motivations. You would have carried dread in areas designed to retain freedom. So I waited. Not because you weren't prepared, but because I wanted to ensure that you would be ready when I opened the doors. Pain is a revealer. It doesn't always explain itself immediately away, but it does reveal what your soul relies on. And throughout the most difficult phases of your trip, you realized that you weren't relying on status, results, or accolades. You were depending on me, not flawlessly or painlessly, but honestly. As a result, I can now raise you in the face of every uncertainty. Not to delete history, but to redeem it. The folks who saw your breakup did not see me hugging you. The people who evaluated your delay didn't grasp what I was doing. But I did. I've never seen you as weak. I perceived you as willing. I've never seen you as unsteady. I imagined you as someone I could mold, someone who remained near while trembling. I was never dissatisfied with your feelings. I was impressed by your perseverance. And now your suffering has become the very oil I'm using to grade your next project. Allow me to talk to the part of you that still harbors guilt. You didn't fail. The struggle was not your fault. The rejection was not indicative of your value. The quiet did not signify desertion. I was bringing you into a deeper realm. The valley did not show you were lost. It demonstrated that your religion had roots. And those roots are now yielding undeniable power. A strength that will take you into places you previously felt unqualified to enter. Your trauma does not define you. You are not your delay. You are not the one who went away. You are not the one who got it wrong. You're mine. And I didn't use the agony to punish you, but to prepare you. You now understand the cost. You've now seen the inside of the furnace. You've just realized that my presence remained even in the darkest of places. That awareness has become your authority. I am not returning what you lost. I'm giving you back what pain tried to take away. This time, however, it will be powerful. You're not going back to where you were. You are becoming the person you were born to be. Your heart is gentle. Your vision is clear. And your tale will now include not just the recollection of war, but also the weight of glory. Now, my child, after everything that I've healed and restored, I'd want to show you what's coming next. Because the elevation I am providing is not a metaphor. There is movement. There is momentum. It is the concrete result of what I muttered while no one was listening. I'm not simply repairing your heart. I am making your life visible. This is the hour when I begin to unveil what I've created inside you through every secret season, every agonizing silence, and every silent act of obedience. I'm not promoting you to show your value. I am elevating you to show my commitment. You've questioned, will I know when it starts? And I believe you will know, not by outward explosions, but by interior alignment. It will not feel like hype. It will feel like calm. The doors I open will not make you perform. They will embrace who you have already become. What I am doing will not hurry you. It'll recognize you. You will not need to push your way in. You will just feel the breeze behind you as I guide you into chambers that are ready for the true you, the healed you, the anointed you, the called and confirmed you. Look for the indications. They are already unfolding. A discourse that abruptly shifted. A door you've given up on starts to open again. People who previously neglected you are now asking questions they never asked before. A stirring in your soul when you had previously been numb. These aren't coincidences. These are signals. Signals that the splendor I promised is starting to fade. Signals that the season of striving is over. Signals that my hand is now openly doing what I have secretly spoken. People who formerly watched your tears will now see your metamorphosis. Those who questioned your calling will recognize the clarity of my voice. Resting on you, not via performance, but through presence. Your name will be discussed in rooms that you did not enter. Your reputation will start to reflect the integrity of your method. And where there was once confusion, there will now be honor. Not the type of honor that boosts one's ego, but the kind that comes with heavenly approval. I am bringing full circle moments, conversations, locations, and even relationships that seemed unsolved will resurface. Not to revisit wounds, but to complete what had been left incomplete. And you will approach such times with confidence, not uncertainty, and grace, not guardedness. Because you'll see this is what the fight was preparing me for. The evidence will not be in how vocal you are. It will be there in the fruit you bring. You'll know it's me because the favor comes without effort and the doors stay open without force. I am releasing strategy, not nebulous thoughts, but heavenly guidance. What seemed disjointed will begin to connect. Pieces that previously seemed inconsequential will suddenly make sense. You'll see how what I taught you in private is now being used to create a public plan. The murmurs in worship, the seemingly random dreams, and the notebook entries you penned years ago. I am going to ignite the archive of revelation in your life. What was concealed is going to be revealed to you again, not as theories but as instruments. Provision will not just be financial, but also relational, emotional, and creative. I am resourcing your task. You will not be constructing alone. I'm sending you exactly what and who you need. There will be confirmation, not only from other people, but also from my own existence, which is focused on the next step. If there is peace, then follow it. If there is any pressure, pause. I lead through alignment, not anxiety. My elevation is not brittle. It is reinforced with serenity. Expect me to communicate plainly in dreams via scripture and numerous confirmations. I'm not hiding. I'm highlighting. Your spirit will know. There will be no guesswork in this. I'm releasing a flow that makes you feel like you're finally on track with the timing of paradise. That sensation is not a fiction. It is gratification. You are not too late. You are not behind. You are perfectly aligned with what I decreed long before the fight started. You'll also notice a fresh sense of power in your statements. People will start to listen differently. Not because you've altered your tone, but because your voice now has weight. It conveys evidence. It contains the oil of endurance. That is the kind of elevation I am releasing. Not a platform without procedure, but strength born from the pushing. And this is what I want you to remember most. This is not a one-time move. This marks the start of a new lifestyle. You will bring honor to daily locations, not just stages and pulpits. You will incorporate it into discussions, choices, emails, meetings, and everyday activities. This is both elevation and establishment. You are not being raised momentarily. You are being firmly planted. So keep an eye out for indicators. Believe in your own spirit. Write what I say. Speak when I lead, move when I breathe, and let the fruit affirm what you don't need to doubt. I'm uplifting you. Not tomorrow, not one day, but now. Now, my child, since I've disclosed what I'm doing and began to elevate you in ways you can't dispute, I'd want to show you how to walk in what I've unleashed. Because what I've poured into your life isn't temporary. It is for mobility. This isn't a passing fad. It is a consistent stance of trust. And this kind of elevation has to be conserved. Not via terror, but rather by deliberate dedication, awareness, and obedience. If the conflict sought to shatter you, the blessing will attempt to distract you. But I'm giving you the insight to walk in balance, with your feet planted in serenity and your heart raised in purpose. This is the first instruction I offer you. Begin your days grounded in my presence, not as a religious duty, but as your most important encounter. Don't wait till the pressure builds to contact me. Wing me early. Even if you're short on time, give me the first of it. Come to me without a script. Simply sit, listen, worship, and ask me what is on your heart. Allow my speech to form your thinking before anything else gets the opportunity. The days when you feel most overwhelmed are when you need to safeguard your rhythm the most. Spending time with me is not a luxury. It is your lifeblood. Open my word every day, not for knowledge, but for impartation. Read it slowly. Read it with expectancy. Ask me to infuse life into a single statement that contains the instruction you didn't realize you needed. I'll talk through it. I will lead you through it. My word will sharpen your judgment so that you do not fall for every open door that seems appealing but lacks my breath. It will boost your confidence in the seasons that still need waiting. You will be the voice that keeps you grounded when your emotions threaten to take over. Keep a journal handy. Write down what I highlighted. This will be your route plan for the next weeks. Protect your heart from overexposure. Elevation increases visibility, but not every invitation demands your consent. Not every illumination provides safety. I will guide you on what to say yes to. I will also advise you on what to walk away from softly and peacefully, without the need to justify. Learn to hear no in my peace as clearly as you hear go in my prodding. What I am accomplishing through you now isn't about speed. It's about being precise. You don't need to move quickly. You need to go to the right, and I will assist you with it. Obedience should be your compass. When I speak, move. Respond when I correct. When I emphasize anything that is out of harmony, I relinquish it. Obedience does not have to be intimidating in order to be meaningful. Sometimes it's in your tone or your schedule. A secret choice that no one else will see, but I do. And each act of obedience lays the groundwork for the next degree of advancement. You do not need to comprehend everything. Simply trust me with the following step. Keep your inner world pristine. This season is not just about exterior evidence. It is about internal clarity. Bitterness, comparison, and pride. These things might infiltrate silently even after a win. However, you must return to the hidden location in order to remain clean. Do not wait till confrontation erupts. Keep your soul clean by sharing your views with me on a regular basis. Ask me to investigate your motivations. Allow me to cleanse your soul of everything that does not fit with my love. Surround yourself with truth tellers. I will bring individuals into your life who perceive your destiny without idolizing your success, and who can celebrate your accomplishment while also addressing your flaws. Don't isolate yourself, and don't cling to voices that merely reinforce your comfort. Look for those with conviction and compassion. You are not supposed to walk this alone. I will form a circle that contains my language and rhythm, and with it, you will discover strength. Respect your rhythms. Rest is not a weakness. Silence is not the same as inactivity. Pulling away to readjust is not being lazy. You are being smart. This kind of elevation necessitates periods of refreshment. When I say pause, I mean pause. Do not feel bad when I say draw back. I'm not seeking for your never-ending productivity. I am hoping for your consistent obedience. And sometimes obedience entails trusting in me. Finally, be appreciative. Allow thankfulness to become your stance. When I open a door, please thank me. Thank me when you feel the wind change. Thank me when nothing seems to be happening on the outside, but your heart is at ease. Gratitude guards your spirit from entitlement. It reminds you that this has always been about me, not about what you can do. And it maintains your focus on the one who not only gave you the gift, but also leads you through every step of it. This is how you walk at elevation. Day by day, step by step, not afraid of falling, but certain that I am supporting you. You are not climbing alone. My honor rests on you. My presence comes before you. Your trust in motion is what keeps you going. Not just visible, but triumphant. And now, My child, I want to speak to you about something deeper than the battles you fought and the doors I'm unlocking. I want to talk to the core base of how you view yourself. Because what I am constructing around you will only stand if what you think inside yourself is genuine. I'm not just boosting your position. I am restoring your identity. You've been walking under so much strain that you've forgotten who you are underneath the armor. But I remember that I never forgot. And now I'm restoring you to the original form of yourself. The one I saw before the doubt, criticism, delay, and war started. You are not the exhausted version of yourself that fear attempted to leave behind. You are not the confused version that pain attempted to create. You are not the underappreciated one. You are not the forgotten one. You are not the one that lost their opportunity. You're mine. Completely, consciously, and profoundly mine. And every falsehood that taught you differently is finally being exposed. You do not belong in your past. You do not belong to any views. You do not belong to the outcomes. You belong to me. And this alters everything. Let me explain how I've always viewed you. You are strong. Not because you never battled, but because you never quit. You are pure not because you never fell, but because you consistently returned to me. You were selected, not because others approve it, but because I addressed you by name. You are whole, not because you were never damaged, but because I have been rebuilding you gradually, one moment of mercy at a time. And now I'm aggressing directly to the parts of your identity that still bear the echoes of past charges. You're not too late. You're not too little. You're not too much. You are precisely who I need at this time. You spent years questioning if you were the issue. You replayed the past, assessing what you might have done better, wondering if the wait was a punishment. Perhaps the quiet was confirmation that I passed you over. But this is not how I operate. I do not use shame to mold you. I utilize truth. I do not reject or replace. I refine and unveil. You were never disqualified. You were being developed. I concealed you because you were holy, not damaged. I shielded you from platforms that couldn't bear the weight of what I was developing in you. And now that the weight is there, and the roots have penetrated deep, I am lowering the veil. I am reintroducing you to yourself. Not the version formed by suffering. Not the version that conformed to be acceptable, but the one that is daring. The person who is dazzling. The person who asserts power without apologizing for it. You do not have to shrink to make others comfortable. You do not need to lower your voice to prevent misunderstanding. You don't have to evaluate your worth every time favor finds you. What I have put on you is not excessive. You were made for this. You were created for greatness. And the weight suits you since I measured it for you. The following rooms you enter will aim to make you reassess yourself. The new favor will make you ponder whether you are ready. But here's what I want you to remember. You are not walking in because you have climbed the ladder. You are walking in because I put you there. And what I exalt, I defend. What I advocate, I plan. You do not need to perform. You should be. Be present.